on the ice too.
What do you think of his general look? Like, is he like a cool looking mascot or just kind of generic? Or
he's good. He's kind of generic, but it's what you want. Like, say like I wouldn't say angry, but an intimidating look, yet fluffy and cuddly at the same time.
Okay, so he's not like a cuddly bear. He's kind of got a little bit of an edge to his look.
Yeah, his eyes are pointed down a bit.
Okay.
The fangs are showing.
Okay, so a little bit of intimidation there. One kind of trivia about Blades, interesting trivia. He was named by a young fan, Jillian Dempsey, who now is a standout hockey player for the women's team at Harvard, who was in attendance at his first game. So at the very first game, they asked someone in the crowd to name him, and it turned out this young girl who named him ended up becoming a star female player. So
Blades is a good name. It was well done.
Yeah, it's a good name for a hockey mascot.
Let me ask you this. Do you know that Bruin is slang for a bear? I never had associated Bruin and bear, because Bruin is the French word for brown.
Okay. It is an interesting name for a hockey team, yeah. Bruins.
But it is slang for bear.
So they're the Boston Bears,
yeah.
But in French.
Yeah.
Do people speak a lot of French in Boston?
No.
You know, what's ironic is the Bruins hate the Canadians. The Montreal Canadiens.
But that's a rivalry.
But they have a French name for their hockey team.
Hey, Bruin. I'm looking at Wikipedia, and Bruin is also a Dutch word for brown.
Okay, so maybe it's the Dutch influence.
I think it's the Irish.
That's true. You know, it is funny, though. Sometimes you look back at old sports teams, and you just think there's no way today that name would even be on the radar. Like the Lakers. LA Lakers.
There's no lakes in LA.
Yeah, who would call their team the Lakers? It's kind of the same with the Bruins. Like, who would call their team the Bruins in today's... If Boston got a team today, there's no way they call it the Bruins.
Did you hear about Seattle?
No.
They're naming the team at the Winter Classic this year.
Okay.
They released that name.
The Seattle Seamen.
Is that what did we say last year?
Yeah, we had a whole list. We had a list. I really like the Kraken. I think that could be a badass name. Seattle Kraken.
Kraken?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's got a little bit Game of Thrones-y thing going on.
And of course, you know my favorite. The Seattle Cranes.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Mercy.
Yeah, that definitely made the list. For sure.
Okay, let's look at what the Flames have coming up next week.
Next week in store, we got former Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues, who are playing pretty hot right now, 6-game win streak.
Yeah, and they face them Saturday.
Yes.
Hockey night in Canada.
Yes, game 3 of a 4-game homestand. It's going to be a good one. St. Louis has rolled through, Vancouver won an OT win, and I think they rolled all over Edmonton.
Yeah, and just looking here, 6 wins in a row, 8-2 in the last 10.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game against St. Louis.
They got Weddington. Maybe they won't play him. Maybe not. Hard to say.
The upside for the Flames is St. Louis has no Tarasenko.
Yeah. Steen got injured.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
home ice advantage. All in all, if we can pull off a W against St. Louis, there's going to be a real turnaround point. It'll be the first time Flames would win 3 games in a row as well.
Yeah, and you know, kind of this starting on time, 60-minute performance. Yeah. When you play a really good team, that's when your weakness gets exposed. So that's a game where we really have to be sharp.
Yeah. Following that would be Wednesday night against Dallas, last of their homestand. And Dallas is a team that has turned it around, a 4-game win streak. They were terrible to begin with, but things are... There was a lot of media focus on them, and now they're turning around. So that will also be an interesting game. Now that they're a tough opponent before they go on the road trip.
Yeah, so this week it's 2 tough games. Should we do predictions?
All right, write down.
Okay. I'm ready.
First off, are we going to see Talbot?
Oh, that's a good prediction. I don't think so.
There's a lot of rest days.
There are, and that's why we'll see Riddick twice, and they're tough teams.
Yeah.
So I just don't see them throwing Talbot in against these two powerful teams. It's kind of like setting him up for failure.
Yeah.
Another reason they should have played him against the Coyotes. Or, sorry, the Devils.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's your predictions in terms of outcome?
All right. I'm going to give a 3-2 victory over St. Louis.
Is that OT win? Regulation?
Regulation.
Okay.
No, sorry. OT.
3-2 OT.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction, actually. I'm gonna go 3-2 loss.
To be honest, I'm kind of feeling the loss, but I really want that 3-game win streak. We need to start stringing together some wins, stay competitive in the Pacific.
It just feels like St. Louis is on a real rollout right now.
But the thing is, though, like, I think losing St. Louis won't play well against Dallas, although there is, 2 practice days before?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-day break before the Dallas game. So I guess anything could happen.
I'm going to predict a 4-2 win against Dallas. So we'll get 1 win, 1 loss out of the 2 games.
All right.
No Dallas prediction?
I can drop a Dallas prediction, and to balance out, I'm going to say a 2-1 loss.
Okay. So we're both predicting 2 out of possible 4 points.
Fuck, Dallas has only been, in their 4-game win streak, they've only given up 1 goal each game.
That is impressive. And you know what? Ben Bishop has been a Flames killer in the past.
Yeah. Well, he had some record of shutout minutes. He was extending a multi-game shutout streak.
Yeah, but then he kept getting injured halfway through the games just to extend the streak. I see what he was doing there.
Yeah. He's a threat. He's a Flames threat, just like the Honda Center. But it could be a win.
It could be a chance to sort of exercise that demon. Because we did the Honda Center again this year. I guess it's the second time, but yeah. I think the general prediction, 2 out of 4 points, is realistic.
Yeah, I think so too, against 2 tough opponents.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun weekend. Going into Saturday night, I always love hockey night in Canada.
Yeah, I'll get you guys ready for the weekend.
Before we go, should we hit the great balls?
Let's do it.
I can go first.
Go first.
I have to give it to, I like defensive guys, and he just jumped out at me lately, so I have to give it to Hannafin.
Number 1 star.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Yeah, that is true. I did plagiarize the 3 stars of the game again. But he's kind of sneakily come out of nowhere to be having a really good run the last few games, so that's why I give him the great balls.
With that, I really think about it more. I think it's his being paired up with Anderson, or more so as not with Hamonic, maybe gave him an idea to play a little differently than they had in the past, and it looks like he lived up to that. So,
and we can't forget, he's only 22. It's his 4th season, but he's 22. And that's the same age, sort of same general age as Anderson and Shillington. So
yeah.
He's a young defenseman. Okay, who do you got, Dan? Who's your great balls?
Well, we already touched on Derek Ryan shining, but I really like Backlund's play.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
His 2-way game, I think, really stood out. I don't know if he got any points against Jersey, but
he had chances. Oh, no, he did. He scored that goal that got deflected in.
That's right. With all this talk about top-line need scores or inconsistencies, or Backlund is pretty much the one guy you can look to for consistencies. There was that time last year when he went on a huge drought, and it was noticeable, but
offensively,
few and far between for Backlund.
Offensively, he'll have his cold streaks, but sort of his defensive play is very consistent. His effort is very consistent.
Yeah, so Backlund, I see you out there. You're doing good.
Okay, so that's the Fan the Flames podcast. You can find this and all our episodes at fantheflames.ca. I'm Nate.
I'm Dan.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Yeah!